What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. So, it's finally happened. I have moved my setup out of the eBaby room. We got all the carpets cleaned last weekend, and we're able to make some pretty good sales along the way, too. So, let's check those out. I'm going to move over here and put them up in front of the squirrel there. All right, so first off, my mind is blown because had my best sales week since 2018. Like about I think November 2018 was the last time I had a sales week that was this good. Just crazy, guys. Total sales $1,341. I just cannot believe it, to be quite honest. Uh, we did a bunch of auctions, very similar to the weeks before. A couple of them did well, I would say. I don't know if really well is the right words, but they did well. And a couple of them did bad again. So the first one I'm putting up here, this is a Heather item actually. It's a cast iron Santa doorstop. Did not really know how much this was worth. There were some selling for like hundreds of dollars, some selling for like $50. So I was like, this seems like the perfect item to put up for auction. The first time I actually put it up for sale, I listed it as buy it now at my starting auction price of 99 cents, and it sold within a few minutes. So I thought maybe I had something pretty good on my hands. The person who bought it was very understanding. They were like, no problem. Basically, if I had normally made that mistake, I would have just eaten it, sent it to him for the 99 cents plus shipping. But since it was for a friend, I was like, I can't do it. I gotta try and list it for the right amount. And they understood. So I relisted it a week later, and it sold for just about $46. So for my consignment, it's a 40, 40, 20. 40% goes to me, 40% goes to Heather, and then 20% is going to go for fees and supplies, basically. So Heather's going to get $18, I'm going to get $18. So pretty good right there. All right, second auction that ended this week. This is a projector that I got from an estate sale a few weeks ago. I had bought it I paid up quite a bit for it. When I was at the sale, I thought it was going to be maybe $90. The used ones were selling in that range. New ones were selling for a lot more, but none had ever sold. Like they were only listed at that price. So I was like, all right, I don't really want this to sit for a long time. I want to sell. I like to flip fast if I can. And so I was like, maybe I can put it up for auction and somebody get into a bidding war. That didn't really happen. It ended up selling for $91 plus shipping. And I was into it for about $37. So definitely profit to be made there. Not as much as I was hoping for, but can't complain. Making money is good. So, all right, getting into some of the bad ones. This toy that's up here. This is a Ghostbusters Peter Venkman toy. I was into this for about $1, so that's not too bad. I got it in a lot with a bunch of other stuff. I thought it was worth about $7. That's why I had listed it by itself originally. And as you can see, though, it only sold for 99 cents with free shipping. So after shipping, it ended up being negative about $2.25. It must have been for $1.25, right? I can't see what I'm actually putting up there. I just have what I've written down as my actual sale price, including free shipping. So I've got negative 225, so it must have sold for $1.25. Like, just not good. All right, next one as well. This is another dog item. I had bought a huge lot of this stuff. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, so this has been sold for sale for a good long while, probably about a year, at least maybe 2 years. And I'm just trying to get rid of some of this stuff. I was like, put it up for 99 cents. Didn't realize I had this. I also had free shipping, and it sold for 99 cents. And so after shipping, I'm going to be negative 250. I originally thought this was worth about $7 as well. And luckily, the point I got to this thing in the lot, it was I didn't have any more money to put into it. All the profit was already made on a bunch of the other items. It sold for good money. So overall, in that purchase, I'm still doing very well. Just on this item, I lost out. All right. Up next is a video game for the computer. This is Myst. This came out probably in the mid 90s, I want to say, maybe early 90s. I had bought this and Myst 2 for $1 each. Myst 2 sold right away for $12. I thought I could probably get about $12 for this. It's been for sale for about a year. Just was getting tired of seeing it up on the shelf, so I was like, maybe I can get $5, $6, $7 out of it. No, $1. Luckily, not free shipping. So Not too bad. Not going to really lose a ton of money on this. I'll lose the fees, but it's gone. It's out of the house. Moving on. All right. This next item I had got at an estate sale probably late summer last year and just have never gotten any offers on it. And now I can see why. Apparently, nobody wants this player. There were a couple that had sold in the $40 range. And so I thought I should be able to get about that for this. And so I priced it accordingly, started lowering the price. It just never got even an offer on it. So I was like, let's get rid of this thing. Put it up for auction. Of course, sells also for 99 cents. Plus shipping, so that's good. I was into this for about $10, so that stinks. All right, so that is, let's see, I'm checking my listings here. There's one more auction on here that I'll come back to. But getting into, because they didn't pay right away, so I've got these kind of in order of when they actually paid. But getting into a couple of the good items, like my normal buy it now listings. This item is Radica Solitaire. The Radica is the brand, so it's just a handheld solitaire device. I found this at Savers a few weeks ago. Some of these were selling for like $30, $40 for a while. I think the price is starting to come down on them. We'll see. It may have just been this model, not really sure. But I was into this for $1, sold for $10. So nice little flip there. All right. The next is a comic book lot. So these were two collected editions of the comic book is BPRD. I was paid $1 each for these at Goodwill plus tax, so it was like $1.20, something like that each. Maybe oh no, that's not right. About $2.20 for both of these, and they weren't worth as much as I was hoping they would be. Only about $5 each, so I lotted them up, sold them for $10, and that's what they sold for. So it was really not bad. All right, this was a fun one actually. I had bought a bunch of like vintage coloring books at Savers in the fall. Wasn't really sure if they would actually sell or not, but I had looked them up on my phone and it looked like they were selling in the $8 to $10 range, so that's what I listed them at. And I finally got a best offer. This is the last one of them actually. I got a best offer on this one for $8 plus shipping, so I took it and shipped it out. I was into it for about, I don't know, $2 each, I think, something like that. So not going to make a ton of money on it, but it was a nice little bread and butter item. All right, this item here is another Heather item. So I didn't really get into why I'm selling stuff for Heather, but her dad moved and he had a bunch of stuff in storage that we needed to get rid of. So we went through it together and I just pulled out a bunch of stuff that I was like, I'm going to try and sell this stuff on eBay. We've been doing it for about a year now. Things have slowly been selling and I've been slowly working through some of the boxes and stuff that I'd collected from her. Not as fast as I would like to have done, but you know, because I get distracted with tag sale stuff. Tag sales are garage sales in Connecticut, and also with stuff from thrift stores. But trying to work my way through it, trying to help her out there. These shoe shine boxes have been doing pretty well for me. This one actually came with stuff inside of it, so I was like, let's try and sell it with the stuff inside. Of course, shipping's going to be a little bit higher when it's got that extra weight, but it ended up selling about where I thought it would. I figured it'd be about a $25 shoe shine box. Sold for $23.25, so not too bad there. All right, this is another of the auctions up here. So this is a niche that I've been just trying to break into, you guys. Tennis shoes and just shoes in general. And I've sold some brand new ones, brand new items I think are really easy to sell in almost any category, shoes included. But I've been trying to get into used shoes. I've seen a bunch of folks on the Facebook groups and in YouTube videos buying tons of shoes and selling them, or at least seeming like they sell them. And I'm like, I got to break into this market. So I was like, last spring, especially last spring, there was just not a lot of inventory. I was looking pretty much at anything I could possibly get into. And I was like, let me pick up a pair of shoes, clean them up really well. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to clean used shoes. And this one seemed like it was going to be a good one. I thought it was going to be about a $30 pair of shoes. And they've been for sale for a year, and I've never gotten a single offer on it. I have no idea, you guys. Like, I don't know what was wrong with this. There still seems to be the same pair of shoes selling for like $25, $30. Maybe I got a bad size. I don't know. Maybe it's just like one of those things where I really do need to just toss these in a box somewhere and just not worry about them for 1, 2, 3 years until they sell. That's not really how I like to operate. I really rather flip these things within a month or two. That's more like my process. Anything that sits on the shelf for longer than that, I start to think like, oh, I've got a bad purchase here. I really want my sell-through rate to be much better than just, oh, it's going to sit for several months before it sells. But you can see I sold this for $4 plus shipping. Not great. I was into it for $8, so definitely upside down on this one. All right. Oh man, this was my holy grail find. My mom had one of these when I was growing up. She used to take my picture with this thing all the time. I've been looking for one of these just because I thought it would be fun to find it, just to be able to hold it in my hands again, be able to really play around with it a little bit, which is what I did. And so I spent some time with it, listed it for sale, made some money on it. It sold for my price of $150. The person's already received it, told me that it's working. He's extremely happy with it. So this was a great flip. Only cost me $5, you guys, right? Like this, just a home run sale. Really love stuff like this. I was hoping I could get maybe 125 for this thing, and so to even sell it for 150 like that is just incredible. All right. This item, I took a bit of a risk on this thing. There were a bunch of phones, business desk phones, Cisco, plus this switch. I think it's a telephone switch. And I was like, it seemed like there'd be some money there. I looked up the switch. It looked like if they were tested and working, selling for about 150. I was like, I have no idea how to test this thing. I have no interest in testing this thing. Let me list it just as is for $100 and see if I can get any takers. So took a little bit of a chance on it. I was into it for about $25. And after a couple weeks, I got an offer of 90, and so I took it. And I was like, hey, 26 or $25 into $90. I'm not going to complain about that at all. All right. This is a mini item. That's my mother-in-law. So thank you, Minnie. This was from her garage sale last year. There was actually a stack of these out. My wife Amber, she was running the tag sale while I was out buying more stuff. And as soon as I saw these things come out of Minnie's house, I was like, Amber, you've got to make sure to charge people for these. They are going to try and lowball you. I was like, if we want $5 for them, do not accept less than five. And sure enough, people were like, well, how about five for five? How about three for 10? And she was like, no, I know these are selling for really good money. And $5 is actually a good deal on them. And people ended up being like, you're right, it actually is a good deal, and buying them from her. And I knew that if I had brought them all home with me, I probably could have sold them all for 20, 30, $40 on eBay. And I was like, no, let's not worry about that. We've got plenty of inventory at this point. It was in the fall. And so I was like, Amber, just sell them if you can. At the end of the day, though, there were still a couple of them left. So this was one of them. So I was like, you know what? I'll just take it home, put it up on eBay. Wasn't sure if this was the right time of year to sell it in the fall, so wasn't really sure. And sure enough, it sat all winter. And sure enough, right here, I'm getting into late spring, early summer almost, and it sold. It sold for my asking price of $20. So like pretty good. Minnie told me since it was going to go to Goodwill to be donated that she didn't want any money for it. So thanks, Minnie. All right. So the Holy Grail item, right? That I sold for 150. There was a second one in that. You guys may have seen that in my live garage sales video last weekend. So this one though wasn't the tan version. It's a little bit different model. I just knew it was going to still have money value to it though, so I bought it. The tan one actually had film in it, even though it was probably 20, 30, 40 years old. The film was in there, the battery still worked. I was able to actually prove that it would generate a photo, move the photo through the frame as it's supposed to. This one didn't. So I was like, I could buy off of Polaroid's website. I think you can still order film for these. It's like $20. And I was like, okay, I could buy the $20 film. Maybe I could get 125, 150 for this at $90, but it also might not work. It looks like if it's just untested, they're selling for like 70. So I took the easy route, you guys. Listed it for 70. It sold within a few days for my asking price. I'm very happy with this. Again, this was $5 into 70. So just great flip there. All right. This is kind of a funny little, I don't know, video game reseller lot, right? Buying video game lots, you end up getting a bunch of extra instruction manuals. A lot of times I'll forget that I have a certain manual for a certain game, and I won't remember to include it with the listing or with the lot of games I'm putting up. And I end up with a stack of these things. And so, right, part of clearing out the eBay room is trying to just get rid of stuff that just is taking up space that we don't need anymore. So I had this drawer just filled with all this ephemera, and I was like, I gotta get rid of it. So I was like, I'll just put this up. I listed it for 40, and a couple weeks later, I ended up getting this offer for $25, and I was like, all right, done, sold, out of this house. Since it was parts of other lots, like I have no money into this thing, right? I didn't really buy it for these instruction manuals. They just happened to be a byproduct of the stuff I did want to buy. So happy to get $25 for that. All right. This was, I think, from the same day I got those cameras. It was in a neighborhood sale, and this was just sitting there on the table, just minding its own business. And I was like, that's a voice recorder. I would buy that anyway. Looks like it's brand new. I got home, it was brand new. People were trying to list them in similar condition for like $40, $50. There was a couple that had been sold more in this $30 range. So I was like, I'm just going to put it up for 30. Put it up for 30. It sold within about a week. I was into this for $2. So nice little sale there. All right. So up next is the sale of the week. This is a home run, you guys. Probably saw this in my live garage sale footage a couple weeks ago. Uh, Bought a lot of video games for $100. It had a couple of the Nintendo classics in there. It had a Dreamcast in there, some games, and then this Sony PlayStation 1, not 1, but ONE 1. This was like the smaller version of that system, and it had the screen that was mounted on there so you could just play it without needing to hook it up to a television. Right? This more than paid for the lot all by itself. I listed it for 200. I didn't really get any offers on it, which I thought was really strange. Somebody had reached out to me the day that this sold and asked me if I would take 175. I replied with an offer and said, let's do it. I was going to be happy with 175. Then they were like, oh, but you want me to pay shipping? And I was like, yeah, you got to pay shipping. And then sure enough, out from underneath them, somebody paid the full 200. So very happy with that. Okay, up next from that same lot, this is a Dreamcast game. It's an old WWF, right? It's not WWE. I knew it would be worth about $20, so I listed it for $23.99 with free shipping. That's going to cost me about $4 to ship it first class, so I'm going to make $20 on that. Right, I've already made back all of the price that I put into it, all the money I put into it. So very happy to get another $20 from that lot, and I'm going to continue to sell more and more stuff from that and probably continue to do well. I've already sold several $100s worth of stuff, probably in the $400 to $500 range. So it's been a great pickup, you guys. All right, this one here is from my favorite new local comic book shop. They're selling comic books, and they're selling toys, and they're selling video games, and they're selling a whole bunch of different stuff. They've even started to sell Magic the Gathering cards, and I'm not really sure where they're getting their video games from, but I know that they are selling them for $5 each most of the time. When it's this kind of PlayStation 4, 3DS type genre, there's even some Xbox One stuff. Any of their retro stuff, Nintendo 64 and stuff, they're giving more close to a real price, but even still like a really good price. I'm like, I want to help you guys out, and I also want to help myself out during this. So I'm not like going to them saying, I'm a reseller, I'm going to sell this on eBay. I'm just trying to buy some games that seem like they're a good deal. This one was actually brand new, so I do love to buy brand new games. Usually they're very easy to flip. This one it was up on eBay a little longer than I thought it would be, but I think I put it up for $39.99 with free shipping. So going to be about $36 to me, and it cost $5. So like, love this type of flip. All right, this is another one from that last weekend. I just had such a good day out doing live garage sales. I mean, I had so much footage. I broke it into 2 different videos, right, you guys? It's just craziness. I had gone to the sale, and there was all this, I don't know, almost like video game enthusiast stuff, right? It wasn't like Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox. This was like computer stuff, Steam stuff, including this controller here, which is a little Bluetooth controller that you can pair up with a bunch of different types of systems, right? This is like a true hobbyist thing because you have to know how to pair this thing. You can't just hook it up and it's paired. You've got to know what to do. You got to be able to map the buttons. I played around with it a little bit. It was fun. Popped it up on eBay for $50, and boom, within a couple days gone. Only gonna be into this for about $4. So like, just some great flips this week, you guys. All right, up next. Oh right, this same day I bought that last controller, this security system. I had bought this and another item, a couple items from this, just amazingly good deals. He just was like, I want to get rid of this stuff. I want to get it out. I'm perfectly happy to sell you for next to nothing. So he wanted $5 for this. I wasn't really sure when I bought it if it was going to have a ton of value or not, but I was like, brand new, I'll take a chance on it for $5. This one paid off, sold it for $100. One of the other items I bought has basically no value. It's just just crazy how that worked out, where one of them was 0, one of them was 100. I'm going to run and take it, though, you guys. All right, so this VCR here, from the same sale as that controller from two things ago, paid $1 for this. And I knew it would be about a $30, maybe $40, maybe $25, something like that VCR. But it was stereo, so that's why I look for with these VCRs, you guys. If it's a reasonable price, just make sure it's a stereo VCR. Look it up if you have time. Okay, up next is a PlayStation 4 game. This one's from the same as that Nintendogs game, right? I got this at the local comic book shop for $5. Wasn't really sure what this one was worth. It wasn't new, but it just kind of seemed interesting, so bought it. Only worth about $11. I think I listed it for $14.99 with free shipping. So nice little easy bread and butter flip there. All right, so we're gonna feel like I'm just going back and forth between a couple of these different places where I bought a bunch of stuff last week. I got this Fire TV video game controller from that sale where I bought all the hobbyists stuff. Again, this was about $4, turned it into 30, so love doing that. All right. Where I got a bunch of really neat stuff last week, I got a bunch of like PlayStation 1 games and those cameras. I got a couple video game guides, like player's guides or walkthrough guides or strategy guides, whatever you want to call them. I think she wanted 50 cents each for these, so like really good. I had thought this was probably going to be worth in like the $15 to $20 range, so I listed it high. It ended up taking an offer, and I think it ended up going for $23.99 with free shipping. So medium mail is only going to cost a few dollars, so I'm going to sell it for about $21. And then up next, another of the guides, right? This one was $29.99 with free shipping. So again, into it for 50 cents, going to get about $26 out of this one. All right, this is one of those things that people don't always understand. It's a little bit of a slow mover, but these old blank VHS tapes, right? They're not blank. People have recorded movies on them or TV shows on them. There is a strange market out there for these things, about $1 each. So you want to get them as cheap as possible, right? Like multiple for $1. I would say at the most you want to get 4 for $1, right? A quarter each. If you can get them for 10 for $1, even better. I found lots of about 20 work really well. So I had sold all of my lots of 20, like probably by the fall last year, and I just had 10 more left. And of course I was looking for things to list. So I was like, let's pull these out of storage. I'll list them. And they were up for a few months before they sold for the $10 I was looking for. So again, like about $10 each, or $1 each, not $10 each. So I was into this for about $2. Right? If I could have been at 20, probably would have been a little bit better for $2, but easy little flip there. All right, from that same garage sale where I got the cameras, this one is the actual game Metal Gear Solid. I also got the guide listed for sale right now. So I think $30 for free shipping. Easy one. I was into this for $2, I think. All right. One of the few toys that sold this week, and this one is
Amber's Weird Sale of the Week.
She did not believe when I found this at Goodwill that this had any value or it would sell. I looked it up and I found the exact model selling for about $30, so that's why I listed it at. Finally got a best offer for basically free shipping, so $26. I took it. I was into this for about, I think it was $2 originally, you guys. So nice, easy little flip there as well. All right, a couple more items to go here. This is crazy. I barely ever find these recorders. So this is one of those DVD VHS players where you can transfer the DVD to VHS or the VHS to DVD. Very nice setup. Same place I got that security system earlier. He wanted $10 for it, you guys. Just craziness. And it sold for, I listed it for $175, thinking I'd probably take an offer about $150, and that's what I did. Somebody offered me $154. I took it. All right, it's a very similar story to the one that I showed you guys earlier, another of these bar runners. So sold this one also for $20. Zero into it because Mini is awesome. All right, and this is the last one of the week. I had bought this big set of a K'NEX roller coaster. The pieces weren't all there. I really wanted it to be there. It was selling for a good like $100 to $200, I think. Just weren't there. So I've been parting this thing out. I've got just a few bags of these parts left. I made my money back just on the roller coaster train all by itself. Just that one sold and I made profit on there. Everything else I was like, forget it. I'm not going to really worry about a price anymore. So the train got all of the cost. I think it was $5 for the set. And so anything I make off after that is just going to be extra money. So sold it for 7. That's about what I thought it was going to be worth. Into it for 0. So very easy there. All right, if that's about where you're interested in watching to today, like thank you for watching. I'm going to do a quick summary for everybody else who wants to stay around. So let's see. At the end of the week, I had 165 items listed in the store. Only listed 21 items last week. We took Friday off because we were cleaning the carpets, as I mentioned. And so I just tried to get 5 items listed a day, Monday through Thursday, and I ended up getting 1 extra one listed. We actually had 33 sales though last week, and of course some of that's going to be because of the auction. So there was probably 5 or 6 auctions. So it was really closer to like the 26, 27 sales of a normal sale. All right, so 1341. That was the total sales last week. Just crazy ridiculous. So we spent about 15 hours working on eBay last week. So after fees, which is the fees, I'm estimating about $208. And then we spent cost of goods sold was $230. So right, you got to take about let's call it $450 out of that. It takes you down to about $900, and then divide by the 15, and it ends up coming out to be about $60 an hour in profits, you guys. Right? This is net, not even gross. So like we're doing really well. I'm gonna have to pay taxes on this still, so I guess it's still kind of gross. It's like partial gross. But like just crazy, right? Like I've been running at that $30-$20 range for a while. So to have a week where I'm up at 60 is just incredible, you guys. So that's going to do it this week. As usual, like go ahead if you want to hit that the like button, go ahead. If you're interested in subscribing, please do. If not, thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.